Hello everybody, my name is Putty and welcome back to another edition of the Mandalorian Wars. Nope, that's wrong. This is the Dunes of Utapau. I am joined, as always, by the Right Honourable His Majesty, the 15th Duke of Earls, Duchesses conquering 17, Right Honourable Holder, franchisee and expert witness for the prosecution. It is, of course, Sir Corey Wadsworth III and his partner, Corto Foss. How are you guys doing?
I'm doing great. The first time I ever got to go first in the introductions.
Yeah, that was a long one too.
The longest one we've ever had. I'm doing all right. I'm exhausted. I woke up at 5 in the morning yesterday and went and walked around until a campus for until like 7 o'clock in the afternoon, and then drove home for an hour. Didn't get to eat anything until 8 o'clock. It was a terrible experience.
Speaking of terrible experiences, Sless, do you want to recap where you were by the end of last session?
No, but I will. So we decided we went to the Jedi outpost, and there was no one there except for what's the Zabrak woman's name? Sazine, I think. Am I right?
You are correct.
Yeah, there was Sazine and all her mechanical glory, and also future wife of Corto Foss, who's also apparently really interested in weird mech machines. And they went all giddy over it and went to look at her cool little droid. Meanwhile, Kasari and I walked over to Revan, who's also apparently there, but is meditating by a lake. Kasari very rudely just decided to sit down and meditate next to Revan while I was wondering what the fuck's going on. And then decided to put in some music and go to sleep. And if I remember correctly, in Revan's weird meditated state, there's a burning house and all that crazy weird stuff going on. And that was pretty much the important gist, other than, oh yeah, and also HK's hunting Kasari, tried to shoot her. Turns out this was all just a way to kill Malik, but didn't go too well, considering that Kasari has her old master's lightsaber. And that's it. That's the thing.
Okay. In the time between sessions, the group decided that it would probably be best to split off and go into two different groups, since Kasari and the two bounty hunters had kind of different goals for the coming days and weeks. And Sazine offered Kasari a ride to Coruscant, and so Kasari and Sazine both took off in the Basilisk droid, leaving you two with Revan at the Jedi outpost.
Oh, Revan's awake.
Yes.
Sless kind of just looks at Cordo and then looks at Revan, and he says, "So, do you know exactly what's going on? Because, I mean, you are a Jedi Master, and I figured you'd know a little bit."
I know a reasonable amount about the current situation in the galaxy and in general. What is it exactly you're curious about?
Well, why is your old apprentice trying to conquer the galaxy?
That's a complicated question. I suppose we should start with the end of the Mandalorian Wars. Me and Malik travelled out into wild space searching for the Sith. You see, we suspected that the Sith were actually behind the Mandalorian conquest. That turned out to be true. The Mandalorians and the Sith are perhaps more linked than most people realise. Anyway, when we travelled out there, we found an empire led by a dark power. I sense in your eyes you may know a little bit about that yourself.
Somewhat. He was in the head of the person who decided to stab me, the asshole, and
Yes.
also punched me.
From what I hear, that's a little bit more hands-on than what happened to myself and my apprentice. However, the powers of the Sith are corrupting. Even without possession, they can have an influence on your mental state. It's almost like a spell, or voodoo, perhaps. It's entrancing.
Oh, I know a lot about the voodoo.
Indeed. Well, me and my apprentice were caught in, I suppose we shall call it the voodoo,
I roll my eyes.
for a time. I was luckily saved by a friend of mine, Kasari's old master teacher. But my apprentice unfortunately got away, and I've been hunting him ever since. He believes that in order for the galaxy to be strong enough to deal with the Sith, the Jedi must rule the Republic. And that is his philosophy. I suspect that is why he wishes to conquer the galaxy.
That is interesting. Though I imagined you mean to say his version of what the Jedi should be, not the current Jedi Council.
Yes, that is correct. There is a subsect, or there used to be a subsect, a hidden organization of the Jedi known as the Covenant. It was a specialized unit created by an old Jedi Master after the old Sith Wars to hunt down and destroy the Sith before they became a problem. At the outset, they didn't realize how large the Sith threat was. Ever since the end of the Mandalorian Wars, their operations grew and expanded, as they realized they were no longer a sleeper unit aimed to take out specific agents of the dark side, but a force needed to fight a war against an empire. And it is that Covenant and defectors from the original Jedi Order that have joined the Covenant in the last few months that are joining Malak on this crusade.
The Jedi Council was aware of this covenant the entire time?
Not the entire time. Only certain people, myself included, on the council knew of its existence. I was supposed to keep an eye on it. I thought it was smaller than it was, and I was hunting Malak from the start. He's elusive.
And you did this behind the back of the Republic.
The Republic did not know of the council, of the Covenants.
Yeah, I know. That seems to be implied.
Although they do now, I suspect. News of the Covenant's activities have been widespread ever since the start of the New Republic.
Interesting. I kind of turn to Corto and just kind of say, I think we should probably be heading back to our friend Corto.
Oh, yeah. He's probably missing us by now.
Indeed. I say, if you want, Master Revan, you can tag along, I guess. I imagine that staying here isn't exactly the most refreshing of experiences. I think our apartment has air conditioning.
He smiles at that and says, I still have some preparations to do and a little bit of investigation to do here at this outpost. I feel there's much to be learned about the Red Right Hand still here, and I'd like to give it one more over. But I'm sure I will meet up again. I'm sure I will meet up again with you lot on Utapau.
Alright, well.
Alright.
Certainly nice meeting someone of your esteem. I've heard many stories.
He looks at you suspiciously, and looks you up and down, examining your armor, and then gives a nod.
You really want to tell the man who led the army that wiped out your people that you respect his esteem. Alright, Corto, let's just go.
Huh, you won. Gotta respect that.
I'll never understand you Mandalorians.
If it
You don't
makes
need to.
either of you feel any better, I've thought since then it's probably a hollow victory. We weren't really fighting the right war.
I don't really acknowledge that comment, and I get on the speeder bike. Wait, we have 2, right?
Yeah.
I say, Corto, you think actually, do you have a way of getting out of here when you need to?
You said it's to Revan?
Yeah.
He says yes, I've got many ways. It's fine. You don't have to worry about me.
Okay.
Alright.
Alright, Corto, you take the other speeder then.
Alright. I'll hop on the other one.
Alright, you guys head back to Sursub Central without any issues or inciting incidents, and are able to
Thank God.
find your way back to your room in the Laquana Hotel in the center of town.
Alright. We open the door and see if our friend's awake.
There is blood no. Yeah, he's not awake. He seems better, breathing, alive, but not awake.
Oh, okay. Well, how you want to go about waking him up?
I walk over to him and I shake him awake. Or try to shake him awake.
Sure. After a little bit of trying, it probably takes a while, but eventually he startles awake and says, "Where am I?"
You're in a very nice hotel room.
You're welcome.
When you speak, he looks at you and immediately tries to scramble backwards a little bit. Corto, when he's looking at you. And he looks at you with a great amount of disdain.
I haven't seen that face before.
So, we have a few questions for you before we turn you into the Republic.
Well, that's what the Sith said. What are your questions?
Well, actually, our questions relate to what exactly the Sith wanted with you.
If you're going to turn me in, why should I answer any of your questions? Especially with a Mandalorian in the room.
Yeah, I don't exactly like him too much better, but the Jedi who I accompany tells me that I shouldn't shoot him, so...
I saw a Jedi in my sleep when I knew. Was that her?
Most likely.
If I'm understanding the voodoo correctly, quite possibly.
And she's okay with turning me into the Republic?
Indeed. I mean... Wait. No, the woman we're talking about was not a general during the Mandalorian Wars. She's the apprentice of one of the generals.
I mean, it'd be pretty hard to get them mixed up from what I know. One of them's all gross and the other's a human.
Wow.
I didn't know there was some human supremacy movements in the Mandalorian faction.
I mean, they're all red and spiky. That's...
The Orions were originally not human, though. In fact, almost every Mandalore wasn't human. Okay. Either way, I imagine whatever they did to you, or whatever they wanted to know from you, is important. And I suspect that if you do respect the Jedi and the Republic, you would be open to telling us what exactly they wanted to know.
I do not respect the Jedi nor the Republic. And
No,
anyway,
we figured that.
the information that I gave to the Sith, I doubt the Republic would want the likes of the Mandos to know.
Hey, I'm
Corto,
my
leave
own
the
at this
room,
point.
please.
I'll go and sit outside the door.
That makes me feel a little better. However, I will tell you that even you, this information is sensitive. If you're on a job for the Republic, I do not believe they would want you knowing it. Not that I care, just for your safety.
Look, I'm friends with the Jedi who healed you and who's the apprentice of this familiar Jedi that you know. And look, as someone who also fought the Mandalorians, I feel as though it's essential for you to know that if the information is important, then I should know to stop a lot of people from dying. The Republic is in chaos at the moment.
Very well. Actually, wait a minute. I think that's probably appealing to his better nature. Why don't you make an average charm check?
Okay. Oh. Never seem to roll any success dice on those damn yellows. Wait, I think I can re-roll charm checks once per session. Hold on.
I'm holding.
Shit. I didn't get that ability yet. Whoops.
In that case,
So never mind.
he says, my influence in Republic politics and war has had nothing but destruction. I am done with that. If you want the information, you'll have to get it out of me the same way the Sith did, reaching into my skull and taking it for yourself.
I can't do that, friend. But if you don't want to tell me, then that is your prerogative. I'm still handing you over to the Sith. Or not the Sith, the Jedi. Or the Republic. Who am I handing him over to again? I'm still handing you over to the Republic.
What if I were to tell you? Would that change your mind on that front?
It could potentially.
Well, I need a deal in place before I give you anything.
Well, how do I know that, what you have for me is, one, the truth. What you're about to tell me is, one, the truth, or two, actually valuable. It really is, you're going to have to take my word for it, like I'm going to have to take your word for it.
I have no ties to the Republic anymore, for the first point. I have no reason
I
to
mean,
lie. As for
I
the
have no
value,
official ties to the Republic either, if it makes you feel better.
I just mean that I have no reason to lie. The value part, however... The nature of this information regards to weapons research post-war.
Alright, friend. I'll make a deal with you. If you tell me what you know, I'll convince my Mandalorian partner out there that you escaped.
Is this true?
And,
Out of character, is this true?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sless will keep his word.
Then make an easy negotiation check. I said easy, so we can just take off that second dice and say
okay.
One success. So he says, very well, I believe you. After the war, I was captured for the first time, and as my punishment for what I developed, do you know exactly why the Republic are after me in the first place?
I'm guessing it has... I think I was told it was because of the mass shadow generator construction. He's considered a war criminal for that.
I don't know if you were told that, but I mean, you could have...
Yeah, no, I asked why.
Okay. I think they only said that he developed a giant weapon, though. I don't know if they went into specifics.
Oh, maybe I rolled and figured it out.
Yeah. I mean, you can have... You've been around long enough to have figured it out. It's still...
Yeah.
What do you say?
I say I'm familiar with it. Yeah, it's...
After the war, they sent me to a weapons research facility, high security. They were interested in furthering my research. The facility was on a remote planet not far from here, Utapau. While I was on that planet, they asked me to make the shadow generators smaller, more compact, and to be able to be triggered with a single device, rather than triggered from resonance like the original was. For a time, I didn't know what it was for, and I didn't really see any route of escape. So I took their instructions, and I made the device. After a while, though, I realized what they were planning. They wanted to put these mass shadow generators, these single devices, not as powerful as the first, but still immensely powerful, into warheads. My development continued, because again I saw no escape, but we didn't finish the project. There was an accident in one of the labs on the lower floors, and I took that opportunity to escape. But I worked with very high-ranking scientists in the Republic. I have no doubt that by now they have completed the mass shadow missiles on Utapau.
Alright. He's just zip-tied, right? I walk over and I cut the zip tie. And I say, alright, also, I hand him his arm that I think I have that on me, right?
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
Yeah.
I hand him his mechanical hand.
He looks at it and he looks surprised and he says, "Thank you. Whatever you plan to do with this information, good luck."
You too. I recommend not taking the front door if I'm going to lie to my Mandalorian friend about the nature of the steel.
I don't really feel like jumping out of a 4th floor window. Perhaps I can hide under the bed.
Alright.
That was a joke, friend.
I was going to say, I can go out there and tell him that you've escaped, and we can chase after him. Chase after you, and I kind of put that in like quotation marks. And then you can use that opportunity to walk out and leave.
Very well.
Alright. I recommend, in case he comes in the check, to try and not to look too out in the open. Try not to be too out in the open.
Okay, he begins looking around.
While he's doing that, I'm going to kind of run out of the room, shutting the door behind me. I turn to Corto, and I say, "The fucker jumped."
What?
He jumped out the window. So...
From 4th
I was going to take him out here so we can bring him to you. He broke out, took the mechanical arm, and jumped.
It is worth reminding, I think, both of you at this stage, just for what's about to play out, for what might be about to play out, depending on what you guys do, that the bounty is, and it was and still is, alive or dead.
Mm-hmm.
Just, yeah, continue.
I say we should head out there and check to see if there's a body. If he somehow survived, that we need to chase after him.
Oh. So he's escaped, is what you're saying. I'll put up my fingers in air quotes.
What?
So,
No, he literally did try to escape.
So he's gone.
Indeed. And if we hurry, we might be able to collect the body before someone else decides to, I don't know, pick him clean or something.
I don't know, like, let's say, that may be a lot of effort, though. I mean...
I grab Corto and I kind of start pushing him. I say, come on, man.
Alright. I guess we'll go for a walk.
Alright. We begin to kind of walk. I guess we begin to walk down the staircase and leave.
What's your vigilance, Corto?
I think it's 2 proficiency.
Am I able to Am I able to technically assist with whatever this stealth check is?
I'll give him a boost from this shenanigan. And...
Okay.
What is it, Corto?
2 proficiency is what he said.
He said he thought. I thought he was looking.
Oh.
No, it is.
Okay, so, yeah, you head outside and you don't see anything. Corto, you don't see anything outside or hear anything?
The window's not even broken?
The window's not open or broken, no.
Oh. You know, you could have just told me you made a deal with him.
I don't know what you mean.
No, I get it. Sometimes information is more valuable than the bounty itself, but
No, I seriously don't know what you mean.
What's your discipline, Corto?
Let me check that. No, I shouldn't have closed the character. Two.
2 green or 2 proficiency?
2 green.
Okay. Why don't you make an average deception check, Sless?
Okay.
Did you think he's telling you the truth?
Alright. Well, what did you learn from him before he escaped, anyway?
When I started escorting him, he decided to tell me a little bit. He was captured after the war and was forced to, on Utapau, make smaller versions of the mass shadow generator. You know what that is, right? That destroyed Malachor 5.
Yeah, I'm aware. It's only the
Yes.
greatest death among my people.
Well,
Ever.
he was forced to make smaller versions of that. Not as destructive, but still capable of immense amounts of destruction.
Yeah.
And
Sounds
they
bad.
were putting these into warheads. He believes that even though he managed to escape before the project was complete, that they completed it. And did he say who? Did he know who was producing these warheads?
What do you, like the organization?
Yeah.
It was the Republic.
It was the Republic?
Yeah.
Double.
And apparently it was the Republic who wanted these produced.
Well, I mean, that's not surprising. They do
Actually,
like
now that I
wars,
think
after all.
about it, that's probably why they wanted him. Was not for the war crimes, but so they can improve upon their likely completed design.
God. Well,
And now I worry that that information could have easily fallen into the hands of other people. And this is also information that the Sith have. Oh god.
well, shit. Those are essentially just weapons of mass destruction at that point.
At this point, Corto, you get a buzzing on your comic. Someone is calling you. Corto, are you answering?
Yeah, sure. I guess I'll answer it. I was wondering if it was just malfunctioning or something.
No. It says someone. You pick up the comlink and you hear, "Hello, Corto. This is Ensign Russo. I have some information you might be interested in."
Oh, really? Oh, lay it on me.
Your target has been spotted headed for the space station on this planet.
Oh, well, we'll have to get a move on.
The orders have changed also. Captain Hoff
Oh.
is very impatient. This is no longer an alive or dead bounty. I want the target eliminated. And do it quickly. There's a Trandoshan on this planet hunting the same bounty, and he may be hunting you too. She signs
Oh,
off.
a Trandoshan,
She
you say.
closes the comlink.
Oh. Alright, well.
Look,
You want to go grab something to eat?
sure, I am kinda hungry.
Yeah.
Are there any good restaurants nearby?
Yeah, there are a few, standard Solistan cooking restaurants, some meme restaurants.
Hmm.
I want those, are they sit down? Get to
I
sit down
wonder
and
if-
enjoy your meal?
I
Yeah,
wonder
yeah.
if we can get some deep fried memes.
Yeah, let's get some deep fried memes.
You guys have a lovely afternoon lunch, eating some deep fried memes, and then you get a call, Corto, on your comlink.
I'll just let it go to voicemail.
Okay, it does not do that.
Just let it keep ringing.
I don't think comlinks go to voicemail.
At this point, Sless, you get a call on your comlink.
I answer.
Sless Voss, this is Ensign Russo. The
Yes.
deal has changed. You no longer have to take out that other bounty hunter. I do not think he is up to the task.
Why isn't that the case?
He has been taking quite a while. He's been here for 2 weeks now. He might have even left the planet, I'm not sure. Anyway, Captain Hoth has authorized me to tell you what the payment was going to be. There is a very high-ranking political position available.
That seems very convenient. And if I complete this, then I get that political position.
Not necessarily. You will still have to meet with Captain Hoth. He has the whole details. But this is certainly part of it. You will get paid handsomely for this job, though.
And what information do you have on this target?
Currently, he seems to be on the moon of Sulon.
That is unfortunate. I'm quite the distance away at the moment. I've recently, due to my Jedi friend, just came back from the Jedi outpost. I don't know if I'll be able to catch him in time. Do you know exactly of? Are you aware exactly of his progress of leaving the planet?
He has run into a foul of the constabulary brigade, trying to steal a ship at the spaceport. He was unsuccessful in doing that and seems to have headed into the farmlands. Perhaps he's trying to sneak aboard a shipment. It could take him hours, minutes, days. It depends on how vigilant these Sulistans are.
I'll look into it. There's a lot of things going on right now. Things that might even be more important than my own benefit and a good hunt.
Very well. The position is available if you wish it. Report your progress to Captain Hoff. I'm leaving this shithole planet.
you hear Sless giggle and say it is a shithole. I agree. And then hangs up.
So what was that about?
The payment apparently is a higher ranking political position and more wealth than I could apparently imagine.
God, I'll never understand how the Republic can just sling that shit around. I mean, we're bounty hunters, for God's sakes. What would we do in a political position?
Honestly, it feels a little bit too convenient, considering my recent ambitions.
Yeah.
Since something is too good to be true, it often is.
Yeah, no, they seem extra desperate to get this guy in.
Well, I imagine
he got away.
I imagine if it is, I imagine what they're considering the information that we got. They're afraid that someone else will capture him and have him construct a similar weapon compared to what they have.
That, or they never completed their own, and they want to finish it.
Then they wouldn't want him dead.
That's a fair point.
I'm 100% sure they completed it, they just don't want the Sith getting a hold of it. Or, I guess worse, Malik getting a hold of it.
I mean, the thing is, though, is the Sith already talked to him.
Indeed they did, but they don't know that.
Yeah, like, if they knew about the whole miniaturization of those things, they would have taken them then and there. So, I mean, they obviously don't know. So I don't think I don't think it'll be a problem, but it's whatever.
No, they quite literally asked them about it.
Oh.
That was the information he told them.
Oh, well, then why didn't they capture him?
Something tells me that the Sith are not afraid of miniaturized mass shadow generators, which is all the more worrying.
Yeah, then again, they don't really have a traditional base of operations that could be blown up like the Republic does.
They have a literal empire. They control planets.
Yeah. It's just with their history, they're nigh impossible to wipe out with traditional means.
You seem to know a lot about this whole Sith Jedi voodoo stuff.
Well, I'm a student of war. We were fighting the Jedi. We kind of had to learn a lot about them to try to deal with them.
Cordo, I want you to make. What's your discipline, Sless?
My discipline is 2, but also I have nobody's fool rank 1, so that is upgraded by 1.
Okay, Cordo, you make a 1 challenge, 1 difficulty deception check.
Okay. see. One challenge, one difficulty.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, whoop! That's not supposed to be a boost.
Okay, we'll take. Why don't you reroll the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Yeah.
I had that so wrong. Let's challenge purple. Okay, that's the right stuff. It's just I'm a fucking wreck today, guys.
Chris. Okay.
You sense he's not telling you the whole story, Sless, and Corto, you know, and this is probably where a lot of your knowledge comes from, that prior to the end of the war, it was blatantly obvious to all of Mandalorian society that you were allied with the Sith. And that's one of the reasons why the factional war that's broken out on your home planet has started.
I say, if you don't want to tell me the truth, then I am only going to suspect the worst, friend.
What would the worst be?
That you are somehow in line with the Sith.
Well, certainly not currently. They haven't done anything for me since ever. All they have ever brought me and my people is despair and death. Not exactly.
I nod and say, then why do you know so much about the Jedi voodoo?
Like, you're talking specifically about the Force?
Yes. I mean, unless you are secretly a Jedi or a Sith, I don't imagine most people bother to learn about it. At least I certainly didn't, and I don't know many who do.
Well, I guess most of it is sort of just a passing knowledge anyway, but it interested me to say the least. It's kind of scary and unparalleled in power. So at least that piqued my interest. Other than that, it's just picking up hearsay.
Okay. I finish the meal and say, you know, as much as I don't think what the Jedi have done with the mass shadow generator is right, I do understand their fears of it getting into the wrong hands.
I'll agree with you on that. It's certainly something that shouldn't be, well, shouldn't really be allowed anywhere. And
I don't want to kill him. I respect him. He seems like a good man. I would go hunting with him.
The game was rigged from the start.
But I think that we have two options right now if we don't want the deaths of thousands of being on our heads, friend. We either go there to Suwon and try to kill him, or two, we force him to travel with us. And I don't think he would want that option, considering your history.
I hold nothing against him personally, but he seems...
Oh, but he holds a lot against you, and I don't blame him.
I don't either. Well, either way, I don't think we should go after him. Honestly, I'm
I get up. I say it was a good meal. I leave some money for the check. How much is the check?
Yeah, say 100 credits will cover you with a good tip.
Alright, I leave behind 100 credits, and I say, look, I don't want planets being shot at with miniaturized mass shadow generators. Especially not my own. So I'm leaving, and I'll figure out what I need to do from there. If you want to come and help me, then come and help me. If you don't, then whatever happens in this coming war is on your hands.
Listen, Sless, do you really want the Republic of all people wielding this sort of weapon with impunity?
They already do. It's a question of whether or not I want both sides to have it, and then it becomes a arms race. And no, I don't. If you were going to ask whether or not I wanted both sides to have this weapon.
Well. Man. Alright. Let's go looking for the guy.
Alright.
Or at least talk to him first. And I'll drop 100 credits on the table as well.
Alright, you guys take the familiar turbo lift up to Sulon. You see,
get a little bit of a nap on the way.
Yeah, for sure. Like, probably a full... I mean, it's a long trip, so probably a full night's sleep. So two wounds for you, Sless, 1 wound for you, Cordo, and all your strain recovered. And you get up to the space station. You probably catch a glimpse of your new ship, Sless, because it's in this space station. And there are a bunch of constables hurriedly talking around the station.
Alright.
Can I walk into my ship and drop off the Sursuit arms, surface gear, and medical respirator?
You can drop off whatever you want, yeah.
I drop both those off. And I walk over to the constables and I ask, so... Oh, fuck. I'm actually completely spacing his name. What's his name, buddy?
What, the guy you're after?
Yeah.
Beodur.
Beodur, thank you. I say, we're looking for a man missing an arm. Do you perhaps have any information on him? I heard that he was having trouble with the constable here.
Yeah, he tried to steal a ship here. That one, he points to yours. A couple of hours ago, in the early hours of this morning. We think he's heading for the farmhouses. There are 3 shipments planned today. Farmer Ned's farm, Jacob's farm, and Ben's farm.
3 farms, huh?
Ned's is the closest.
I say, Corto,
Yeah.
you go to one, I'll go to one. Which one do you want to go to?
You want to flip a coin?
There are 3 choices. I'm letting you pick one. You can't flip a coin to pick between 3 choices.
Hey,
Well,
unless it's a
yeah,
Mandalorian coin.
The 3rd choice is when it somehow lands in between both the heads and tails.
No, Mandalorian coins are 3-sided, dude.
Oh my god, what? Okay. Why don't you flip that 3-sided Mandalorian coin then?
Alright. Well, decapitated heads is the first place.
Uh-huh.
And disemboweled guts is the second place, and shit, what's the other thing called?
Mandalore is the 3rd one.
Yeah, Mandalore.
Yeah.
Mandalore is the 3rd place. Alright, so I'll throw it in the air, and what's it land on?
Oh, you roll a d3?
Alright. Shit. What's the command?
That is right.
Roll,
That is correct. I guess just roll it in roll 20.
Okay, I'll roll a d6 and take half.
Yeah.
Let's see. 2.
That's
So disemboweled. No, that's.
Decapitated heads. Yeah.
I thought it was disemboweled.
No, because he rolled a d6 and got a 2, so it's 1 on the d3.
Oh no! I rolled a 4 to get.
He got a 4. The 2, it was the second result.
So it's the guts.
So it is the guts, yeah. So it's Jacob's farm.
All right, I'll head there.
All right, I'll head to the. I'll head to the closest one then.
Okay, you head over to Ned's farm. You guys take a nice, relaxing journey. Did I loop that? I did loop that. You guys take a nice, relaxing journey through the brushes and wilds of Sulon. What a wonderful planet it is. The bright skies and the chirping birds. The sound of memes running peacefully through the fields, not trying to attack you or burrowing underground. Seems like their natural habitat. And the first person to arrive at a farm would be you, Sless. So you arrive at Ned's farm, a bunch of crops laying everywhere, and one giant freighter getting loaded up with crops and water.
Can I make a perception check? I'm basically going to use my heat vision to see if there are any figures hiding in the crops.
In the crop? Yeah, sure. Why don't you make a average perception check for that one?
Wow, man, just constantly getting these two failures on the purple dice.
You don't see anyone in the crops.
I shout and say, Baldur, I need to speak to you. It's important. You're here.
The farm hands who are loading into the freighter look at you a little bit suspiciously, but then continue their work, and there is no reaction outside of that.
I say, have you guys seen anyone as Zabrak?
Zabrak, sir? No, I've just been loading crops all morning. Just us out here.
I say, all right. Do you mind if I look into your crops? The crops that you've been loading onto the ship?
Oh, why's that, sir?
Because we suspect that an escaped criminal is trying to flee on one of these ships.
Oh, gee willikers. Yeah, sure, you can take a look.
Alright, I take a look at some of the crops that they've been loading onto the ship.
Alright, why don't you make an average perception check in here with a boost from your heat vision, because there's a lot less to hide behind.
Alright. Hey!
They're still rolling. At the back of the crate, you see crouched down a very clear heat signature at the very back of the freighter's hull.
I say, I can see you, friend.
You hear movement, and then the click of a blaster pistol turning on.
I don't want to kill you. I just need to talk to you.
Why don't you make a daunting charm check?
Alright.
I'm gonna spend Destiny to upgrade one of them.
Okay. Actually, we don't have any light side Destiny, do we?
No, you don't.
Oh, oof.
Yeah, the pool kind of sucks a bunch of dick.
Oh, 1 red, 3 purple. I'm right?
Yep, you are right. The suspense.
Yeah, the suspense as we wait for... Oof.
A shot rattles above your head. I assume you instinctively duck and get out of the way.
Yep.
No, you jump up to take it.
I guess I'm ready and fire back. Get ready to fire back.
Okay, why don't you just make an easy ranged light check, because I'm not going to do a full combat for this, because this is a very unmatched combat scenario.
Heavy because of my gun?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. It's like I don't have any light weapons.
And take 2 strain for, because you're going to, in this process, you would have
Yeah,
to...
no, I understand. What's the distance? What distance am I at?
Short.
Close range? Ah, short.
Short. Not engaged.
Okay. Let me look.
I'm not doing it like a combat check. I'm just making an easy ranged light check.
Okay. Man, the Destiny dice are really taking their time. Okay.
Okay, and in a simple, quick motion, it is over. The figure seems to grow limp at the edge of the truck. The blood spills out onto the crops.
I walk over to the figure. Is it Baldur?
It is Baldur. And he just
It'd be funny if it wasn't.
I contact Corto and say, "It's done. He left me no choice. He's dead." I pick up Baldur, and then I contact the woman I was in contact with.
Okay, she says, "Hello, this is Ensign Russo."
I say, "I've completed it. He's dead."
Excellent. Meet with Captain Hoff on Coruscant, and he will go over the details of the next part and pay you.
Alright, do you want me to bring the body to Coruscant?
I'm sure that would be easy. It would be more thorough, but a picture or an item of clothing will do.
Will his mechanical hand do it?
Yes.
I nod. I take his mechanical hand back.
It was in a pocket. He hadn't.
Yeah.
It was clearly unfinished still, and yeah, you can definitely take that.
I do still pick up Baldur though, and what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna head back to the constables.
Okay. I would imagine because of the routes you guys were taking, that you probably get back at the same time.
I walk up to the constables and say, "This man is a criminal, and left me no choice but to do the worst. But can you give him a proper burial? I don't exactly know what to do, and I felt it was probably rude to leave him in the farmer's wheat."
He wasn't a criminal on Sullust, sir. We'll head him down to the planet and give him a proper Sullust send-off.
I nod and say thank you. He deserves a send-off.
One of the constables says, my brother fought in the war. He does indeed deserve a send-off. And he takes the body from you.
All right. Can I contact Kasari at this point?
Sure. It's gonna be a little we're gonna
Yeah, I understand. I just want to basically contact her and say that we need to head to Coruscant.
Okay. Her reply is that she had heard you were heading for Coruscant.
Okay. So yeah, we're gonna be heading. All right, we're gonna be heading to Coruscant then.
Yeah. Okay. You guys. So you Cordo, do you do anything? Do you say anything?
Well, job's done, I guess. Really don't like, having to, bloody my hands, but hey, it's all over.
Yeah, well, if it makes you feel better, you're not the one who had to bloody your hands.
Oh yeah.
All right. Is there anything else we need to do on the planet? I don't think so, right? Buddy.
Oh, I mean that's up to you guys. I'm not.
I mean, like, was there any other missions I was given on Solus, or no?
I don't think so. I think it was that about do a bounty, and you've still got the investigate the shipment and kill Baroness Crimson, but neither of those two, unless you can find any Republic shipping outposts on this planet, would have probably popped up.
Yeah. So I say, so Corto, what are you planning on doing, friend?
Well, I don't know. Probably might take another bounty or something, but honestly, I was just wondering how I was going to get my share of everything that happened here.
You can come with us to Coruscant. When you're on our ship, don't touch anything. Nothing.
Didn't plan on it.
Unless I say you can touch it, no touch.
What about the food?
You can eat. I'm not going to have you starve to death. That would be difficult to explain to Coruscant authorities.
Why is there a body on your ship? Oh, he couldn't eat. Nah, yeah, I guess I'll tag along to Coruscant, get paid, get laid, Gatorade,
Okay, so, you do make me regret my decisions more and more. The more I talk to you, I just help me load and check out and make sure the ship is okay. Baldur didn't do anything major.
Alrighty, well, let's get to it then.
Alright, we just do a good look over of the ship, make sure everything's working fine.
Sure, why doesn't somebody make an assisted perception check?
I'll assist. You do the check.
Okay. What's the difficulty?
It's gonna be average. Alright, it doesn't look like you got far. There seems to be no structural damage to the ship or the locking systems at all. You get inside and you notice sitting on a chair in the hull where you would have entered the ship even if you had entered is a girl that you recognize holding a blaster pistol on her lap. It is Claire.
Oh, I see you made yourself comfortable.
Uh-huh. The security systems on the ship aren't very good, but I've upgraded them.
Oh, that's good. I kind of just say, oh, also Claire Corto, he's also a Mandalorian. I'm sure you two will get along well. Oh, maybe not.
Where are you from?
Oh, shit. Nowhere important.
Ain't we all, son?
Yeah, so he's going to be accompanying us too. We're heading to Coruscant.
Ooh.
You seem excited.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm curious as to
try not to hack the entire planet.
Ah. Fine.
I mean, if you do, just don't be associated with us.
Would I ever?
Or if it's profitable, do associate.
It's always profitable.
I just don't think this is the right time to be hacking the entirety of Coruscant, considering the Republic's at war.
That's the perfect time to hack all of Coruscant, Sless.
But we're going to make money working with the Republic.
All I have to do is wire into Corellia and say, hey, I'm hacking Coruscant. And they'll be like, all the credits.
All of the credits, you say?
All the credits.
Sless, we're hacking Coruscant.
Hell, I could get a lot more done if either of you got access to an access point inside of a government network.
Only do that if they let me be the Prime Minister, or the Supreme Chancellor.
That's shooting a little high. I'll do it for a sandwich.
I will give you a sandwich.
Oh, and of
Corto,
course,
you're not Corto. If you do it for a sandwich, you're not allowed to be on this ship anymore.
Well, as your hacker friend would say, I'm already in.
I don't say that.
Anyway.
I say, I mean, you two do what you want to do. Just, if you are going to call down the entirety of Corellia on Coruscant, do it when we're not on the planet.
That is probably for the best.
Wait, what if I sold information to Corellia and then got paid by Coruscant to sell fake information?
All while skimming credits off the top.
You do that. Whatever you think will make you the most money.
And maybe I'll invest in some Corellian stocks.
What's the Corellian stock market looking like right now?
Oh, it's crashed, but surely it's gotta go up, right?
I imagine.
Especially some shipbuilding companies. You get some real cheap shipbuilding stocks in Corellia right now.
I look at... Is there a way I can access the Corellian stocks?
Probably not. There's a bit of a lockdown on New Republic stuff at the moment. But if you went there, it's on the way.
I don't think I want to go to Corellia.
Only good things can happen.
That's like one way for me to not have a ship.
What? Going to a massive shipbuilding place? No, you'll be fine.
Oh, I was mostly referring to the fleet protecting the planet.
You don't know there's a fleet protecting Corellia. It's mostly doing all of the invading right now.
Well, either way, if it's good,
I could have sworn there was a literal comment about how the Republic can't take Corellia because of the massive fleet there.
Well, I suppose you could go and see.
I don't want to go and see. I want to go to Coruscant.
Okay. Is there anything anybody does before taking off?
What's the food stockpile looking like?
You have, it should be there. Wait a minute, I'll go look and... You didn't write it down. What is yours? Yours is the V2. You have 2 months of consumables.
And how long does it take to get to Coruscant?
You're thinking, it depends on your astrogation, but you're thinking like 4 or 5 days, most.
Oh, okay. Then, yeah, we got enough. Alright, just making sure we're not gonna starve on our way to Coruscant. Alright. You think we should give this baby a name? A name that isn't a joke name like the Magic School Bus? Any ideas?
I think we should name it when the moment hits us, and we just come to a conclusion for them.
Claire says, considering the the makeup of the crew, I think Mandalore forever, huh?
Oh, I could
No.
get behind that. Yeah, I could see us radioing in, Mandalore forever, docking or requesting permission to dock.
What about Mandalore the Flyer?
You guys are not allowed to name ships anymore. Stick to hacking, not naming ships, okay?
Fine, it was only a joke, she says, tapping on some data pad.
Something tells me that it was a little bit more than a joke.
I mean,
All right.
yeah, but
I
that
do
doesn't
like
matter.
the idea of naming it when the moment hits us, though. We can do that. I will say this. I for improving the ship's systems, I say I hand her I hand her 1,000 credits for improving the ship's security systems.
Solid, she says.
Yeah. Yeah, I guess we're gonna wait for Kasari and then we head to Coruscant.
Oh, Kasari is gone to Coruscant.
Oh, Kasari already left to Coruscant.
Yeah. She went with Sazine in the Basilisk droid.
Oh.
And as you learned last episode, it has a hyperdrive.
Alright. Let's go to Coruscant, everyone.
Alright, why don't you make an average astrogation check, but you're going to have 2 boosts from the Navi computer quality that you have, and you're going to have 2 setback because there are a lot of uncertainties in galactic maps right now.
Alright, I gotta find the navigation. Astrogation. Actually, Corto, what's your astrogation?
My what now?
I will mention, before you go further on this trip, that because you're being kind of assisted by the Navi computer, you can't really assist each other. But go on.
Oh, I was gonna say that if he's the co-pilot, don't we do his astrogation check rather than mine?
I don't think there is a co-pilot slot in this ship.
There isn't.
Ship's
Well, if
complement.
you
You didn't
get
write down the
shot, I
ship's
can drive.
complement either. Yeah, there is a co-pilot.
The ship's complement. Oh,
I pasted
okay. I didn't know I was supposed to write that down.
I gave you the whole stat block.
Yeah, and I copied the stat block.
No, the complement was definitely in the stat block. Everything was.
I didn't know that's where that went.
You didn't even put the weapons in. I'm going to paste it again. I'm going to paste it to you in a DM for between sessions.
Okay.
Wait. I'm going to turn off Discord on the recording so I can send it to you. And they won't see our horrible private conversation racism.
Oh no.
Didn't want them to know about that. And you said what's the difficulty of the astrogation check?
Average.
This could be bad. I didn't roll a single success.
Alright, so is there anything that you guys are doing while traveling?
Well, I'm probably gonna talk to Claire.
Apparently accidentally arriving at Corellia to get shot out the sky.
Alright, what are you saying to Claire?
No, so tell me more about this hacking prospect.
Well, there's a lot of information that you can get out of Corellia. There's the biggest stock exchange. Arguably one of the biggest stock exchanges in the Republic, probably second, third, depends on regulations, and obviously the Republic's being split up now, so who knows what the market's going to look like when everything settles. You've got a giant amount of personal information, so many people, medical insurance, housing.
I like how
employment.
Claire's become an economist between sessions.
And you've got a
follow
bunch
the
of
money.
military information, a bunch of political information. Hell, I found a lot of political information here on Sless. There are 3 governorships currently up for grabs in the Old Republic.
Anyway.
Yeah.
Huh. So, where would the best mix of financially beneficial and least morally compromised information?
What is this morally compromised you speak of?
No, like selling military secrets can, be bad for everyone, as they say.
How so?
Because they're military secrets.
Of the Republic.
Yeah. I don't know. There's a few military secrets that we should probably just not pay attention to. But
Like what?
I don't know. I'm sure the Republic's got some, ridiculous secrets that, be pretty damning.
Make a daunting deception check.
Deception.
Why'd you even have to bring it up?
Because it's fun to talk.
The tension rises.
Oh no.
She says, yeah, you got some juicy secrets I can tell. I'm an information broker, you see. And I deal in information. She starts, rifling through her pockets. How about 5,000 credits?
Why do I even tell you anything?
Well, I'm more interested in a partnership rather than some instant compensation, but I mean, I'm not, necessarily opposed to it.
Hold on, is this conversation being held nearby?
Yeah, but you're so busy with a very difficult astrogation that you're undergoing that you probably don't really have time to listen. You're having trouble. You're like, wait, where was Coruscant again? Was it in the Outer Rim? Pretty sure it was in the Outer Rim. Alright, I'm gonna get an Outer Rim map up. You're going on the internet. So she says, I have been working without muscle for far too long. Got myself caught up in a sticky situation on Dawn Draft.
Well,
Did you now?
I can work to alleviate problems like that.
Yeah, and you are one of my own. I know, though. You wear that kind of armor like you're proud of it.
Well, it's actually, most of it's not even mine. It's, my friends.
I mean, again, it doesn't really matter. You know what it was used for.
Yeah. Still, though, the armor's removable. It's not attached.
Remove the armor, and I'll consider your offer. Otherwise, my offer stands. 5,000 credits for whatever you've got.
Alright. I'll take off my helmet and stuff, and it's like, I'll take care of the rest later.
Alright. No more walking around in it, though, if we're going to be partners.
Alright, I'll have to find an alternative.
Passenger capacity does not include co-pilot, right? And pilot.
No, and it doesn't even include the engineer if you, I don't think, unless if you if you stick him in there.
I mean, I don't have a fucking clue what Cordo is apparently doing, or Claire.
Right now,
I'll just be running the ship.
Yeah.
That's why I put 2.
So, yeah, she says, okay, now we can talk. So I'm thinking for anything that's not muscle intensive, 90-10. And for anything that is muscle intensive, 60-40, my favor.
That doesn't seem too bad of a deal.
And we share information.
Should have let that fucker on. Should have left that fucker on Solus Moon.
No, yeah. Given the nature of our business, it'll be mutually beneficial.
Explain to Corto very readily about how this information could lead to thousands dying, and so we need to kill Baldor to prevent that from happening. And he decides to sell it to Claire for a partnership.
Okay, so what's this information? These secrets about the old Republic that you got?
Okay. So, do you remember? Or actually, you might have mass shadow generator. You know what it is?
Yes, I've heard of that.
Okay. What if I told you that the Republic had a vested stake for a while in miniaturizing these things?
Miniaturizing them? But why?
Yes. So they could use them more so not to, obliterate the planet, rather more precision in their strikes. I can assume anyway. And maybe they were capable of using it just as a regular payload.
Like a nuke?
Yeah, you could call it that.
Did you see those during the war?
Well, not with my own eyes, but I have it on good authority that
that was the last thing I saw of my home planet.
Oh.
And a ball of flame sparking in the sky.
How did you survive?
I was on a ship.
Oh. Here I was hoping you found some way to survive that thing.
There was no survivors.
All too aware. So anyway, the Republic has miniaturized versions of this, courtesy of the man who originally developed it, who is now dead. We actually just killed him.
Good.
So, either way, that's the bounty we're going to collect conveniently, so.
60-40, she smiles. My favor.
Yep.
It's funny because I was going to do 90-10 my favor, so you can split that 10 between you and Claire.
That was the original agreement. Well, anyway.
That partnership already working out for you, huh, bud?
I don't mind. You gotta invest a little, get your worth.
That information is very valuable.
I assume to get mileage out of it with you, so.
But I warn you, I'm going to be talking to the hand.
Would it happen to be the one that is red and right?
Of course. But the Order of the Mask will be interested as well. Wait. Where are these warheads?
Don't know where, all we know is that they exist.
You do know where.
Wait, I do know where?
Yeah. You were told Utapau.
Well,
do not remember.
I told him they were being developed on Utapau. He doesn't know if they're still on Utapau. I guess you could argue.
Yeah, that's fair.
Anyway, okay, yeah, I guess knowing where they're developed, I should probably. So anyway, they're being developed on Utapau.
Her eyes widen. Huh. I'm gonna go make some calls. She heads down into the hall.
Just hear Sless say, "What? What was that?"
Would you mind if I followed? You know, sharing information and all.
I'll tell you afterwards. it'll be easier to talk to these people one-on-one. And
Alright, fair enough.
if your face is known in military circles, that could compromise negotiation.
Yeah, it's probably best if you're using direct line that I'm not in the room then. Alright. Talk to you later. I'll go to the co-pilot seat and ask him how that astrogation's going.
You notice that Sless is looking at an outer rim map from about 100 years ago.
Sless.
Had 3 advantage. Doesn't that mean anything?
It does.
You're looking at an actual map, I guess. Not the floor. Sless, you do realize how horribly dated that map is, right?
Is it?
It's 100 years old.
How do you know?
It says right on
There's
the
a
top
date to
corner.
this.
Oh.
Have you been flying that this whole time?
No. I would like the map.
Alright, I guess if you're just into old, useless maps. And
I'm not.
I'll sit down.
So, Coruscant, the best planet in the outer rim? I asked as though I'm waiting for to see if Cordo corrects me.
No. What are you talking about, Sless?
Oh yeah, it's in the core worlds. Of course, I knew that. I pull up the
Cordo
chart.
begins to sweat a little bit.
You know,
I
in
pull up
your
the chart.
minds, core worlds means wild space. And so, you open up a wild space, uncharted territories chapter.
What? No, come on. I have to know what core worlds are.
Yeah, you do.
I pull. Do I pull up a map of the core worlds?
Well, you pull up what you think is core worlds, which is, the system of Kashyyyk.
You mean the system of his core,
Oh,
right?
of course, yes, of course. You specifically pull up a Trandoshan version of the map, yeah.
Yeah.
Screams of Mandalorian.
It's not in. It's not in that system. You're right.
And then you pull it back a little bit and get to see the whole core world.
Make sure you check how up to date that one is.
I think I see Coruscant.
You think?
Yeah, it's the one that's, has like the little symbol next to it that indicates a capital of sort.
Does this ship have escape pods?
No.
Oh dear God.
All right, let's head to Coruscant. Do I correct my path?
You change it. You certainly change it. So the next day, everyone is refreshed and well rested. You can recover your strain slots. Claire comes to you and Kurto, and kind of takes you aside away from Sless. I contacted all of the factions.
All of them.
Even Deathwatch.
Alright. So, where do we go from here?
The faction interested in offering me the most conveniently were the pro-treaty Republicans. It's
Oh.
convenient because there is a negotiator currently on Coruscant.
Well, that's weirdly convenient. Are you sure about that?
Well, from what I've been told, after the war broke out, the pro-treaty Republicans were more titchy about getting the treaty signed. Coruscant were the same. The treaty is being redrafted as we speak, and they want it signed within the week.
Well,
By
that's the
week's
kind of
end,
timetable I can work with.
By week's end, Mandalore will be part of the Old Republic. Officially.
Yeah, that's feels weird. That's gonna upset a lot of people.
You're damn right about that. And if anything, this is going to make peace harder. The violence on the mainland is going to increase.
Yeah, I'm kind of baffled that they decided to take this as like one of their preliminary steps.
I think they were worried about them joining the New Republic.
Yeah, that does make sense. I mean, at the same time, that's a bold move, that's for sure.
Either way, that doesn't concern us, I suppose. We're both gone. Right?
Yep.
Okay. I'll make some arrangements. There was another group that I planned to talk to. They're also on Coruscant. Members of the Jedi Covenant.
Oh. Why them?
They're members of the New Republic. The information related to military secrets of the Old Republic would be very interesting to them. They also seem to be very keen on Utapau for some reason.
Oh, so... might be doubly relevant for them then, so that's good prospecting.
I'm still interested in that government access point if you're ever in a government building.
I'll see what I can do.
She nods.
Apparently, Corto is only uncomfortable with the idea of killing so long as he's not the one directly responsible for it.
I mean, I am from Mandalorian culture. I've kind of grown up around it and all of that. I don't personally like doing it, but it's gonna happen.
Note to self, never tell Corto anything. Second note to self, just leave people behind.
Alright.
At this point, Sless, you probably have noticed that those two have been particularly secretive over the last few days.
I say, Corto,
Yeah.
what exactly are you two talking about?
Well, I mean, lots of stuff. We're Mandalorians. I mean, we kind of...
I mean, no, you've been especially secretive lately.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure it's not about my navigation because, well, you guys have been pretty open about making fun of me for it.
Oh. Well,
See Sless shed a tear.
well, I'd be lying if I, said that I had thought about mocking you, but, I prefer to, give people a second chance.
Good. And tell me, what have you two been talking about?
Well,
If we're going to be flying together to Coruscant, then I want to know.
well, actually, why don't we get Claire in here so we can all talk about it? And I'll call Claire.
Okay. Very well. She walks in. Says, "What's the problem?"
Well, I was asking Corto why you two have been talking behind my back.
Well, I have a sick uncle on Mandalore, and I was wondering if you had had any contact with him, considering that we were both from the same kind of village.
Does she need to make a check for that?
Why don't you make a daunting discipline check?
Daunting discipline check. Okay, well, I upgrade that, I guess.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna flip Destiny.
You believe
Come
her.
on.
You
Why
think
do
that,
I always gotta be rolling these shit die?
that Cordo and Claire have been bonding over their home village of Glavosklaven, and that she has a sick uncle there that she was interested in. I didn't want to bother you with trivial things.
That, you know, you were flying the ship after all.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know where you were taking us for those first 2 days.
Oh, man.
I was taking you
No,
potentially on a
Claire.
home trip to...
Mandalore?
No.
Claire, you should have seen the map he was looking at. It was over 100 years old.
Over 100
It,
years old?
it wasn't... No. Don't lie to her like that.
I can go get it.
No, you can't. You see me tearing up a piece of paper.
Anyway, I need to go get some rest. She heads off.
Alright.
So tell me about her sick uncle. I mean,
Never knew him.
well, you apparently were talking quite a lot about him. What did she tell you about it?
No. She asks. I said I didn't know of him, and we kind of moved on from there. It was one of the things we talked about.
Oh, what else did you talk about?
I find it weird that you care so much, but
I don't know. I've been kind of getting close to Claire myself. I think she's a nice person. She upgraded my ship for free. I mean, if she has a sick uncle, I'd be willing to take a break even and take her to him.
well, in all of the aftermath of the war, I'm not sure. He's, let's say, well, and it's unlikely that anyone who wasn't in fighting condition survived. Sadly.
I'm confused. He's sick, right? He didn't die in the war. That was...
I mean, was sick. I'm pretty sure she was asking to confirm whether he survived everything that was going on. I don't know. We didn't get that deep into it. It seemed to touch a nerve. You're probing the wrong person for information about her uncle.
I mean, I'm not really trying to probe. I'm just... She said that she confided in you about stuff. I was just curious about what she confided in you. But you said there were other things you talked about?
Yeah, like other things, like what we did during the war and stuff like that. But
Then why do you need to talk behind my back about that? I was in the war.
yeah, but
Killed a lot of you.
it's more of a Mandalorian thing between us. It's nothing personal against you.
How long does Chris have to stumble between this shit before I get a roll against him?
It's when you switch topics, which is about now. So, go ahead. It's going to be Chris, though, making the roll. I mean, not that it makes a difference.
It's a red and green.
Red and purple.
Or yeah,
Oh.
red and purple.
I was like, green. All right, if you're feeling generous.
No.
Red, purple. Oh,
Yeah, I mean, clearly, either he is a bumbling buffoon or he's lying. You're not quite
There's
sure
more to this. Corto. Is there more to this story than I need to know about? You're kind of bumbling a bit.
it's personal matters that I'd really not rather talk about more than once a day.
Well, I kind of...
Listen, it's bad memories. I really don't like talking about it.
Why don't you? Because if you're going to be a guest on my ship, I feel like I might need to know. I don't like being out of the loop.
like out of the loop. How?
Well, tell me a bit about these apparent Mandalorian in-jokes that you're not telling me about. These conversations that are too harmful for you, because I thought it was her who was confiding in you, not you confiding in her.
Now listen, generally, Sless, when you have a conversation, both people participate in it and make separate contributions.
Okay, then tell me about your contribution to the conversation. She told me hers. She opened up about a sick uncle she thinks is dead. That's pretty devastating.
Listen,
Hell, I'll tell you a little bit about me if you tell me a little bit about yourself. This apparent thing that you confided in her.
no. I'm
Then,
done talking about it for now. We'll deal with it later if it comes up, or if you still want to know.
I want to know
now.
by tomorrow.
Oh.
Or I'm stopping and dropping you off on the nearest planet. Because clearly, if you don't trust me, then I can't trust you.
Alright.
I continue to fly and wait to see if Corto meets my demands.
Okay, there's a ticking time bomb across the day.
Well,
what was
during
that
that
you wanted
time, I'm gonna go talk to Claire.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess
So-
you can talk to her when she wakes up in like 6 hours from that conversation you just had, or you can wake her up.
No, I'm gonna wait for the situation to cool down a little bit. Maybe take a nap.
Okay, after your nap, I guess you can. She's eating.
Hey, Claire.
Mm-hmm.
Sless is kind of barreling down on me hard about what we've been talking about this whole time.
Then lie.
I'm not very good at that.
Then tell truths that mislead.
Could you help me with that?
God.
No.
Because
The more failure points in something like this, the worse it is. Keep things simple.
Alright. Well, I guess for consistency's sake, we should probably actually talk about it. Or get to know each other a little bit more.
Alright.
That's one less failure point then.
What do you want to know?
Alright. Let's start with where were you during the war? Something nice and easy as an icebreaker.
I was born during the war.
Christ.
On a planet before that was conquered when I was about 2-3 years old. When the Mandalorians came, my mother tried to save me, hid me on a river. I was found by some Mandalorian soldiers. Turns out some of them do have a heart. I was taken from that planet before the Mandalorians tested out one of their nuclear missiles on it. The only thing I know my home planet by is number 13, which is the planet that they got to. For the rest of the war, I was on Mandalore, training to be a comms officer, but I never finished my training, and when the Civil War began, I stole a ship and left.
Oh. Certainly a grander story, if you can call it that, than mine. I was just kind of born and raised in Mandalorian society. Never really, I guess you could say, fit in with the whole fighting thing. I sort of worked as a pilot for them for a while. Eventually, I just decided to leave and never really looked back.
You decided to leave? There must be more to that story.
I just really got sick of just literally escorting guys to their death, as you could call it. And didn't really leave a good feeling in my mouth, so I decided bounty hunting was probably going to be a less stressful career.
Did you get out before the Civil War?
It was like a couple years before it broke out.
So during the Mandalorian Wars?
Yeah.
How did you manage that?
Well, they simply couldn't catch me. I just kept going.
How did you get a ship?
Oh, well, I just took the one I was driving. Or piloting, sorry.
What kind of ship were you piloting? We didn't have a lot of freighters.
No, it was,
Frigate?
What?
A frigate?
I wish. It'd be one hell of a way to leave. But, yeah, I just took the fastest ship on the yard, hopped in, said I was going for a test flight, never came back.
I feel like there's more to that story, but I won't probe.
Well, at least one person will. Believe me, it's less exciting than it would seem. But
I
still
knew
pretty
soldiers.
exciting.
I was raised by them. Pretty much all I saw. I knew more soldiers than I did people of my age. I know that there's an escapee from the Mandalorian army that hasn't got a little bit of blood on their hands.
Well, some people would argue that just being Mandalorian, sort of dips your hand into the Crimson River, but hey.
Only your right one there, right? Never the left.
Sure.
Keep the left hand clean while the right hand does the work.
Yeah.
Old Mandalorian saying.
Oh well. So, hobbies?
I play Snake.
Oh, really?
She nods.
Which one is that? Is that the one with the dropping blocks, or is that the one where you direct the tube around the screen?
The second one.
I haven't. Oh, okay. I haven't had much time to sit down and enjoy some luxuries.
You'd be surprised how far it can get you in some circles.
Really?
Dawndraft, it appears that the regional leader there has a fondness for the game.
Really? That's kind of surprising, actually. I never would have thought of that as a means of influence. I suppose that's sort of what makes it a really good means of influence.
It's a good cover in hut space too. Nobody suspects the little girl playing in a Snake Regionals to be the one hacking into everything.
Yeah, I guess. Shit, I wish I had something that could be used as that good a cover.
If you wanted cover, I feel like you shouldn't be wearing suits like that, friend.
Yeah, I was just about to say, I kind of give myself away on first look.
Although the more I learn about you, the more that I believe that isn't your suit.
You cut out.
I said the more that I learn about you, the more that I believe when you say that isn't your suit.
Yeah. I mean, because it's really not. I'm more aware for the job than anything else. That, and then, keeps me close to what's left of some of my friends.
Friends. If you say so. Anyway, I have work to do.
Yeah. Good talking. Alright. I'll dick around the ship for a little bit. Probably grab something to eat. Do I know what Sless's favorite food is?
I've seen him eat a lot of meat.
Okay. I'll eat a lot of meat too, so we run out of it faster.
No. Okay.
No. I'll grab a.
It's funny you say that. That's the only type of ration Sless decided to pack.
I'll cook up a good old meat salad.
Oh god.
For
Okay.
for what?
Why do you make an easy survival check? Alright, you successfully cook it, but it is still a meat salad.
Okay. So, and then I'll have some of that too, I guess. So, make enough for both of us and go to the pilot's area and try to track him down. Hopefully, he doesn't mind if we eat next to the controls.
Oh, he minds a lot.
Well, I guess I'll learn.
He's not
that.
an animal. Doesn't just eat wherever there's food present.
Anyway, I'll track down Sless and.
And he's saying this, that he minds a lot.
Well, either way, I made a traditional Mandalorian cuisine. It's meat salad. If you want to come have some, and we can talk.
I'm gonna make. I don't know. Should he make a charm check?
It's
No,
meat salad.
I think it's up to you to decide how you feel about the meat salad.
How good does it look?
It looks like a successfully prepared meat salad. You know, it looks good for a meat salad. Whether or not you actually like the base meat salad is up to you.
What is in a meat salad?
It's meat. It's just a bunch of different meats.
Why? What? Alright. Yeah.
But I like calling it a meat salad.
Alright, then it's a meat salad. Slash, there are a bunch of vegetables and lettuce and stuff with a bunch of meat.
Okay.
It's impressive.
I think I'm good.
Oh, well, you're missing out.
I'm sure. Look, if you're trying to convince me not to kick you off if you don't tell me what you confided in her, then that's not going to work.
No, it's certainly
If
not
you
that.
don't trust me enough to tell me these kind of things, I don't trust you enough to be on my ship. That's just the flat truth.
Anyway, that's not what that was for. I was just, wanted to let you
Oh.
try some Mandalorian
Really?
cuisine.
It's just
Honestly,
very convenient that I tell you this and then you decide to make me a nice meal.
No, I was just trying to break the ice since we left off on a bit of an uneasy note.
Oh, I think every note we left off on is a bit uneasy.
Yeah, well, that doesn't mean we can't try to fix it.
Well, then try harder.
Oof.
How many hours does he have since I talked to him?
Conflict for that? That hurt.
No, he doesn't. I'm gonna say 9.
Say 9 hours, Corto.
I'm willing to talk about it now.
Then
Sless.
tell me.
Alright, you want to go sit down somewhere so I can actually eat without getting the food all over the controls?
Is the pilot seat fine? Be left for a little bit.
Yeah.
Alright, I get up and walk over to the tables. I actually make me something
Okay,
that isn't a meat salad.
that is fair.
I'm gonna start chowing down on this meat.
Maybe
salad.
like ribs or something good. Yeah, I think Sless is a rib guy. So Sless gets like this big thing of ribs. I've been learning to cut down on the amount of alcohol I put into my food.
Has that been a problem?
No, I then begin to eat some ribs.
I'm gonna be visibly concerned, thinking that this guy is our pilot, the alcoholic 100-year-old map reader.
So what is it?
Well, what do you want to know about? Me,
I want
her,
to know
hobbies,
what
life
you
goals,
decided
aspirations.
was good enough to hide behind my back.
No, I just didn't want to divulge my life story to you. I don't really.
And
know
you
much.
decided to divulge your life story to Claire?
Yeah, I can relate to her on some level. You know.
Oh, then what did you decide to relate to her?
Okay. Fine. You want to know my story? That's fine.
Well, I just want to know the bits you decided to told her.
What? That. Explain.
What did you decide to confide in her?
So, my life story then. What I
I
did
mean,
want to tell
if
you
it
yesterday.
is your life story, then sure.
All right. Well, you might need some alcohol.
No, that's not appropriate for someone who's currently piloting.
Well, I'm glad you recognize that. So,
Oh, sometimes I don't.
I do think those ribs would be so lovely with some red wine.
They would be.
so
But Sless just remembers the last time he got drunk. Really drunk with some meat.
So, real quick, I guess we'll start from the beginning. I was born and raised on a Mandalorian planet.
What Mandalorian planet?
A Mandalorian one. I
Wait.
haven't.
Has Claire ever told me about her planet being nuked by the Mandalorians?
She told the story to Kasari once, but I'm not sure you're in earshot. So I don't think so.
Weren't we all present on the ship?
Maybe, but I'm pretty sure it was a private conversation while you and Tommy were flying.
Who was Tommy?
Who was Tommy? Tommy Atlas.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god. Anyway, born and raised Mandalorian, spent my entire life up until, the couple of years before the Civil War with them.
You were in the same village as her, right? What was that like? Did you ever see her?
I never said I was in the same village.
What?
Yeah, I never said that.
I say, excuse me. I get up and I walk over to. Is Claire anywhere nearby?
She's in a different room, but you can easily go find her.
Yeah, I go into a different room and I say, Claire, you and Corto are from the same village, right?
Oh, we spent some time there, not originally, but when I ended up getting taken back to Mandalore, Gleishot.
Oh.
Never met each other, but we found out that we were there at different times.
Interesting. It's weird because he was talking about how you guys weren't from the same village.
Maybe he means originally.
I mean, we're literally not.
Okay. It just seemed like a weird thing, you know?
That is very weird.
It feels like a very... You know, he's out there telling me his life story. What exactly did he tell you?
Pretty much the life story, or at least the last few years of it.
Just the last few years?
Probably like 10 years of it by the sounds of things. There are a few things he wouldn't tell me. A few things that I'm suspicious about.
Yes, I'm quite suspicious of him too. Honestly, I'm thinking probably just dropping him off the nearest planet and leaving him there. What do you think?
She contemplates and says, I think he's good with a gun. And
I mean,
if he is what I suspect he is, I'd like to keep an eye on him.
well, that would have to be your prerogative, friend. I don't know if I trust having a Mandalorian who's running around with secrets on my ship.
If it makes you feel any better.
He says to an information broker.
She says, if it makes you feel any better, I'm starting to suspect he may not be a Mandalorian after all.
I look kind of confused, Sensei. Why is that?
Some of the information he told me about the war doesn't add up. And the way he constructed his suit reminds me of somebody who hunted Mandalorians during the war. A rumor, a ghost story, but it's very similar.
Well, if he is this hunter, do you think we could get quite a bit of money in the Mandalorian inner circles if we bring him his head?
Maybe not the inner circles these days, but probably the red right hand. Perhaps if we took him to Utapau.
I will think about it.
You do that.
I'd go back and
How was your talk?
I look and I decide to say, you know, her story about you doesn't seem to be adding up with what you told me.
Which part?
Oh, most of it. Can I roll a deception check?
Yeah, that's fair.
I've literally told you that we didn't grow up in the same village.
He's making a deception. He's trying to like do the old cop thing where he's like,
Oh.
they already confessed. You might as well do so too.
I expect some setback for this because I've literally gotten about 10% into the life story.
Nah, I'm not, I feel like this is a reasonable ploy. Just go for it without setback.
If there was setback, I have the ability to literally remove setback from the check anyway.
How many can you?
I know,
remove?
but I'd feel better.
I do.
You get 2 setback for not getting too far into the life story.
Okay.
It's it'll be Sless making the roll.
Yeah. What's your discipline?
It'll be 1 red, 1 purple. Or wait, no, discipline?
Yeah, that's what we usually roll against.
Okay, that was perception, my bad. It's just 2 green for discipline, so it'll be 2
Okay.
for you.
So it's average check.
But I will upgrade one. Oh, never mind.
Oh, okay. You said that right as I.
It doesn't matter anyway. So Cordo, you see right through it. Now you know for a fact that you're on like shaky ground right now. So you don't necessarily. Your first thought isn't necessarily to call him the fuck out, but you can see that this is a ploy and he's copping you.
All right, wow. If you want to hear the rest of my story.
No, I want you to tell me why you're lying to me right now. Obviously, I don't know that I failed the deception check.
Listen, Sless, I'm not lying.
You aren't now. Then why did she tell me a completely different story than what you're telling me right now? Do you guys did grow up in the same village?
What did she tell you?
She told me that you two grew up in the same village, and that you and knew her uncle or at least cordially knew her uncle, and that was about it.
Okay. Well, that's not true.
You want to go in there and tell her why she's lying? That she's
No,
lying?
I don't think she's lying.
You're accusing me of lying.
I don't know why, but I think you're trying to spook me right now, and it's kind of upsetting.
Corto,
I thought you'd trust
if you
me
don't,
at least a little.
if you are going to call me a liar, you best tell me to my face.
Okay.
And if you think I'm going to be lying to you on my own ship,
I think you lied about her lying. Or what? I said that wrong. I think you lied about what she told you. Because there's no reason for her to lie. Or for me to lie. I'm literally.
there isn't.
I'm literally telling you about my past. I don't get why you're so suspicious about that.
There's a lot to be suspicious about. Alright. Here's the truth for you. She specs you're a Mandalorian hunter. One who's collected their heads. And she is planning on selling you out to the Red Right Hand.
Huh. Well, that sucks.
It does.
Honey, do I know the Mandalorian hunter that she's referring to?
If you are, I'm gonna leave it up to you at this point to decide a lot of things about your
if it's-
past. But if you are telling the truth about most of what you've said, you would have heard that same rumor, that same ghost story.
Okay, yeah, because I am telling the truth about my past. So I mean, well, I know the rumor she's talking about, but that's not me. That's
That
just a
doesn't
ghost
matter.
story.
That's what she thinks you are. And that's what I think you are too.
Wait, why?
Seems
Off of-
to match up.
A baseless assertion. Have you heard the Mandalorian ghost story?
No, but I trust that she knows enough about it to make that assertion. Look, tell me right now, Corto. Why? Convince me. Give me something. A reason why I shouldn't turn around and go to Utapau and sell you to the Red Right Hand with her.
Because I'm not worth anything to them.
And whether you're actually the Mandalorian hunter or not, if you convinced her, then we could convince them.
What are you talking about?
Talking about your life.
Corto, I will say at this stage that you know enough about the Red Right Hand to know that if they saw through a ploy like that, they would be very dangerous enemies.
Wait, are you talking about them trying to sell me as...
Yeah.
Listen, if you go to the Red Right Hand and try to sell me as that, they'll know that I'm not that, and they're not going to take kindly to me. Like, at all.
I'm not afraid of the Red Right Hand.
You should be.
I've killed plenty of I've killed plenty of Mandalorians in my time. They're probably no different.
No, the thing is claiming that you have this would draw a lot of attention. You wouldn't just be dealing with regular foot soldiers at that point.
No, I know.
So
I've dealt with a lot worse than foot soldiers.
another piece of information about the Red Right Hand that you could probably use in this conversation. You know why they're so feared. The reason why, they're outsiders, and one of the reasons why the schism occurred, where they factioned off, is because they have people within their ranks that are considered Sith. They have Force users.
Oh. And either way, you want to stay away from the Red Right Hand in general. I mean, not only is it a bad idea to go and lie to them, and then try to sell somebody to them, I can't confirm it myself, but I know that the Hand at least believe that they have, Sith in their ranks. And, you wouldn't be able to take them. They killed pretty much anything in, well, at least that particular person's path. If you know one's on the planet, you get off the planet.
I was trying to talk, but I pressed the wrong button for my push-to-talk. I said, you don't think the Sith scare me, right?
They should.
Well, they don't. Two of the people I'm hunting down right now are the Sith. In fact, they're in league with the most powerful Sith of them all, and I'm not scared of them. So I'm not afraid of some, I don't know, boony version of the Sith that the Red Right Hand are carrying around.
Shit. I mean,
I do not fear whatever voodoo the Sith perform, just like I do not fear the Jedi voodoo.
well, you should.
In fact, if I made them my enemy, then it would be all the easier to kill them. Then they would decide to come to me rather than me having to come for them. Corto, I'll say this one more time. Convince me
How?
that you're worth keeping around.
Jesus Christ. What? I can shoot well. I do, work. Fine. I work with you well. I got your back.
No, you don't work with me well.
Yeah. We got the job done. That's more than I can say about just about anyone else.
You contribute to that.
You know what? Fine. Drop me off.
Alright. You're not going to...
Nope. I'm leaving.
Okay, Corto. What planet do you want to be dropped off at?
Fucking somewhere far away and quiet.
I'm not dropping you off somewhere far away. I mean on the way to Coruscant.
First place we come across.
Alright. What's on the way?
There's a planet that you are getting very close to. If you were to come out of hyperspace now, you could drop him off at a planet called Sarapin. You know, it's a Republic planet, or at least it used to be. And it, it's relatively hospitable. It has a bunch of, it's mainly a human population.
I say to Corto, so if you're not this Mandalorian hunter, then what are you?
Well, it's my own business. Now land.
Oh, now you don't want to tell me your life story.
Why would I? There's no benefit to me telling you anything anymore.
Well, there are benefits to telling me things. Tell me what I want to know, and I'll work with you. Look,
That has
partnerships aren't built on secrets and lies. Let me tell you a bit of a story.
Please don't.
When a Trandoshan comes of age, he and his brothers are to go and hunt down Wookiees. It is traditional. The most prized possession, prized Wookiee of them all, is that of a silverback Wookiee. They're extremely rare, and they often are chieftains and powerful. When I came of age, along with me and my brothers, we went down to Kashyyyk, to where we suspected one such silverback Wookiee was. When we initially started the hunt, there was a few hiccups between me and one of my brothers. One of my brothers was hiding information on said Wookiee. That information led to us being captured, and him and 3 of my other brothers dying. Secrecy, Corto, can kill people. I want honesty, because I'm not going to be in another situation like that. There are just a lot of things going on that don't seem to add up. And if you're just honest with me, then we can clear it up, head to Coruscant, and you and Claire can go and do whatever you want about hacking an entire planet. And buying, apparently, Corellian stocks.
Anyway, you said you were going to drop me off.
Okay. I take him to that planet.
You land. Claire seems to, like, she walks out after the descent begins, and she seems to understand what's going on, and she heads back, and then as Corto begins to leave the ship, Claire follows him with a bag.
I say, so...
It's been fun, Sless.
It has been. Whatever you two have been talking about and don't want to tell me, I hope it's worth it.
Same to you. She heads off.
I, close the ship, and I head back to Coruscant.
Okay. We're almost done, and if you don't want to stick around, Chris, you don't have to.
I'm just going to mute.
Cool. And you end up flying in. Why don't you make a knowledge underworld check for me to see if you can figure something out about how you're going to be.
What's the difficulty?
A little average.
Hey, that looks like a success.
Yes, I believe it is. Okay, so you know that this ship is currently not too well known, so you're probably fine going into some standard civilian docks, but you also know that there's a really shady dock that you could do that nobody will ask any questions in.
Is the shady dock expensive or dangerous?
Dangerous for you, no. Expensive, not really. In fact, it's free, but you know, there's kind of a culture of tipping.
What's the usual tipping culture?
They vary wildly. Rich people will give hundreds of thousands of credits, and some more low-level criminals might just throw 1 or 2 if they have to. But you know, it's very wild.
All right, I'll land in the shady dock. I want to draw questions.
Okay. You land. Do you tip anything to the workers who help secure the ship?
Yeah, I tip 2,000.
Ooh, chunky. They smile at you and say, "Thanks, mister." You see across
They
the
keep
dock.
it safe.
Indeed, they will. You see across the dock as a bunch of greased-up workers end up working on some ships.
All right. Do I recognize any of those greased-up workers?
Nah, they're all locals. You wouldn't recognize them.
I guess I go and head to turn in that bounty.
When you arrived on the planet, you found you were texted an address. So if you want to, that's probably a good place to go.
Yeah, I head to that address.
Okay, that's it. Oh, jukebox.
This is before the gotcha moment where I didn't ask who it's from and turns out to be a trap from the local bounty hunter.
You end up getting waved through a very official-looking government building until you reach the top. A lavish office awaits you, with a man sitting behind a desk. He waves you towards him.
I walk towards him.
Greetings. My name is Captain Hoff. I suspect you are the great bounty hunter I've heard much about.
Indeed, and I've heard a little bit about you.
He pours you a drink.
I nod and I kind of sit down from across of him, and I pull out the mechanical arm of Maldor, and I say, I figured that you might be quite interested in this.
Yes, the atrocity hit many very hard, and I felt the Republic was taking too long to deal with that problem, arresting him, putting him in some sort of research facility. No, what you did to him, that is what that person deserved. Now, you might be wondering why I asked for you specifically. Of course, we had the little hiccup when I wasn't sure if you would be visiting Solist, but I heard of your work on Naboo, and I thought a unique opportunity had come up. I saw that you were interested in certain spheres, and, well, the governorship of Kashyyyk has come up.
It has.
Indeed. The former governor has turned to the New Republic, but he has been disposed of, and it is still a planet under our control. But we need a new governor. For this first part of the mission, you will receive, and he fiddles in his desk and slides some credit sticks across the table towards you. You take a quick look at them, and they total 30,000 credits.
Uh-huh.
But if you're interested in the governorship, there is a second part to my vendetta. You see the bastard you got rid of this week. He didn't work alone. He had a partner. And if you wish to become the governor of Kashyyyk, I would like you to get rid of that partner as well. This rogue Jedi named Mitra Surik.
And where is this Mitra Surik?
I do not know where she is. However, I do know where you can find that information. There is another rogue Jedi on the planet of Utapau by the name of Shaulat Brakagu. She was once the friend of the other rogue Jedi, and perhaps knows her location.
Interesting. Yes, I am heading to Utapau. This is convenient. I will accept the job and see if I can hunt down this Mitra Surik character.
Excellent. I will assure that the local elections on Kashyyyk are halted and slowed as much as possible in the meantime. If you achieve results, then I'm sure we can do great business together.
So, just out of character, am I aware if the governorship of Kashyyyk is for the entire system?
It is for the entire system.
Okay, so yeah, it would be basically on Trandosha too.
Yes.
All right. I nod and say that is appreciated.
He offers his hand.
I shake it, say, excuse my hands. They're, of course, as a Trandoshan, they're a bit bigger than most other species.
Well, I think that big hand will serve the people of the Kashyyyk system very well.
Sless simply nods and says, "Is there anything else?"
Not for now, although I'm sure we'll have many discussions when your position is awarded. Good luck on your current mission.
Yep, Sless nods and he begins to head out to see if he can find Kasari.
As Sless walks out, he's quite close to the center of town, and he sees in the distance a giant, unmissable Jedi temple, and that is where we're going to end it off. This.
All right.
Everyone gets 15 XP. Well, Sless gets 15 XP. I'm going to assume this is the end of the road for Corto Fas. But if you want to give him 15 XP to finish off that character sheet, you feel free to. But yeah. That is the end of the session.